today's session. Because once again, when I share the things, sometimes it will be another help or it will be very useful to get clear idea and expand your views. Right. Okay. Then today I have selected another two poems. Once again, focusing grade 11, grade 11 syllabus. Because I assumed most of you have completed grade 10 syllabus. There might be problems, definitely. And on the other hand, I have sent you another form just to get the idea which areas I wanted to discuss with you. Right. Okay. Then two poems for today's session. I have selected Richard Cory and I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings. Those are the two poems I have selected. Do you remember which term we want to complete these two poems? Richard Cory and I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings.
First term?
Yeah, definitely. We want to complete it first term of grade 11. Now, all of you have already passed that particular time. I don't know whether everybody has completed these two. There might be some children, those who have not completed, but there might be many, those who have completed these two poems. So, this might be once again revision activity. Right. So, better you just take your anthology and turn to the page where the poem Richard Cory, that is page 9. Okay, are you ready with your anthology?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Okay. So then, who is the poet? Usually you know the name of the poem as well as the name of the poet is very much important. So who is the poet of this particular poem?
Edwin Arlington Robinson.
Yeah, Edwin Arlington Robinson. So when you want to know something related to that poet, last week also I told you, you need not to study pages and pages. If you know at least 5-6 lines about the poet, that is enough. Right. Okay. So then Edwin Arlington Robinson, that we know, he is an American poet. Right. So we'll go through line by line. Before that, I will raise you few questions just to get the general idea of the poem. In this poem, who is the narrator? Or who is the narrator of this poem?
People.
Yes. Then who
Working
that?
class people.
Okay. Right. My question is, who is the narrator of this poem?
Pavement people. Pavement people.
Yeah, I got 3 answers. First answer, I heard that one said people and pavement people. Right. So then here you can see 2 students have given 2 answers. But these 2 are completely giving different idea. My question is, who is the narrator of this poem? Yes. Just go through the poem and tell me which answer is correct. Yes? Can we say only the people?
A person who in third party society.
Yes, then one says a person represent third part society. That is another answer. Then does it include yourself as well? How do you feel? Is it only the pavement people plus you? Is there that idea related to that? How do you feel? Can we include ourselves as well there?
No.
Okay, we'll see. Right. Now here the narrator, as most of you said, that according to the poem, we can say people who lived in the pavement, that means those who are suffering with poverty. Right? Okay. Then what do we know about social background of Richard Cory? According to the poem, that we know the narrator uh, represent pavement people. That means those who are suffering with poverty. Then Richard Cory. Is there a difference between Richard Cory and these people?
Yes, there is a
Yeah,
difference.
yeah, there is a clear difference. So, what do we know about Richard Cory? Background.
He is a wealthy man with good
Okay,
qualities. He's a
okay.
gentleman.
So, now you get the idea that Richard Cory. Richard Cory. So you said he is a gentleman, having good qualities and good wealth. Right. Okay, let's see what is happening in the poem. Right? Then, according to the given poem, how many verses are there? It's very easy question. 4 verses. Out of these 4, when we look at deeply, first 3 verses, what does the poet do? In the first 3 verses, what does the poet do? Just to get the rough idea before the explanation of the poem.
Exaggerate Richard Cory's qualities and wealth.
Is it exaggeration? The whole poem is exaggeration?
No. Yes.
No. We can't say the whole poem is exaggeration, but there are few lines that the poet has used that particular technique. So roughly, we can see first 3 verses, the poet discusses about the qualities and personality and the appearance of Richard Cory. But only the last verse is big different. We'll see how it happens and why it happens. I think you remember very beginning of my first session, I told you every time you try your level best to be a critical thinker when you study these literature things. It is easy for you to build up your own answer. Unlike the subjects, history and others, we are not writing the same answer. If there are 10 answers, they are different, that means your answer is unique to yourself. So remember that point. Right. Okay. We'll discuss line by line. The first two lines, the poet explains what happened when pavement people see Richard Cory. Whenever Richard Cory went downtown, we people on the pavement looked at him. So there the poet clearly explained who is looking at Richard Cory. It clearly mentioned pavement people.
People.
They looked at Richard Cory. So looking at Richard Cory, what might be the reason? If there is perehera or something you looked at, because that is fascinated thing. So why these people are looking at Richard Cory?
Is
Yes?
important?
Yes, because they might have noticed more importance, that they might have definitely noticed difference between Richard Cory and themselves. So that is why they are looking at him. So we'll see the reasons are given here. He was a gentleman from soul to crown, clean favored and imperially slim. So taking this word, he was a gentleman from soul to crown. What idea is conveyed there?
Top to bottom, he's well dressed and well looking.
Yes, when we get the line, he was a gentleman from soul to crown. The poet conveys the idea that he is exceptional person. That he is exceptional person. Then clean favored and imperially slim. Clean favored and imperially slim. Once again, appearance as well as the quality. Appearance that you have given imperially slim. He is a good looking person. So that is also another reason for the people to look at him. And clean favored, the way he wear his clothes and all the other things, then he is a neat and tidy person. It gives the idea pavement people are not neat and tidy with their costumes. That means they are facing problems to find better clothes. Is it clear? First verse?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because so it is clear, then we get the idea. The poet wants to discuss the exceptional qualities and appearance of Richard Cory. So we get the clear image where the pavement people are wearing dirty clothes and untidy, and we can see very handsome, good looking Richard Cory walks along the road. Right? So then the second verse, and he was always quietly arrayed. Always quietly arrayed. Is there importance of using the adverb always in this line? How do you feel? Is it very effective, that use of that particular adverb always? Yes?
It implies that he is never untidy.
Yeah, that's true. That it reminds us the idea that he never get untidy. So it is his habit. It is his quality. Not only for one day, not only for 1 hour. Every day he wears the same way. So then quietly arrayed, and he was always human when he talked. Once again, repetition of the adverb always to describe one of his action. What is the action there? Action of the Richard Cory?
He's human, full of
Yes.
human qualities.
Yeah. So then, pavement people, what can you say about? Aren't they human? Aren't they human? Pavement people?
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are human, but here the poet highlights when he speaks. That means when Richard Cory speaks, he was always human. He was always human. So you got the idea. Richard Cory is good-looking person who is having good personality and neat and tidy person. It means he has enough money to spend for that. So due to that, we get the idea there is a difference between pavement people and Richard Cory. So due to that, he might be a person, he can be a person, he can be a proud person, but he is not such a proud person. He wants to associate with these pavement people as well. So that is why they have noticed good human qualities when he talks. Because
So he
if,
is not a good person.
hello,
Is he a good person, teacher?
according to the second verse, yes, we get the idea. He is a good person because he tries to communicate with the pavement people, those who do not belong to his social status.
That
Okay?
means, ma'am,
Okay, teacher.
Yeah?
normally the pavement people are not treated as humans, right? No, normally
Yeah.
well
Yeah.
people.
In
Okay.
Yes, indirectly it says, I think you have got that particular experience that in the society, people are not treated equally, especially the people in the pavement and wealthy people. Usually, people do not treat these two categories same way, and it is rare incidents. This type of wealthy person is trying to have communication with these poor people. So that is why it is important to see he was human. If he was inhumane, then human people will not look at Richard Cory. They might be fear. But here it gives the idea all these people, they admire Richard Cory. Is it okay to get that idea? Yes?
Yes,
How do
ma'am.
you feel? Do they admire Richard Cory or not?
They do.
Yeah, definitely they admire Richard Cory due to his personality and due to his quality and also his wealth. But here we have already talked about his personality and the quality. But still, he flattered pulses when he said good morning, and he glittered when he walked. I think you know, when the people say good morning, sometimes you feel happy, sometimes you feel fear, sometimes you don't get any of the feeling. Why is that?
Because
Now,
it's mechanical.
sorry, because
Because it is
The tone.
mechanical.
yes, with the tone of that saying, the receiver get the feeling. Now imagine when you meet your best friend at the school gate. How do you say good morning?
In a
Yes?
friendly way.
Yeah, very friendly way. Sometimes you close that person that you run too close to that person. If it is the principal at the gate, how do you greet?
In a
Yes?
respectful manner.
Yes, very respectful manner. Then if there is very strict teacher at the gate, then how do you say good morning?
In a polite
Anger.
manner.
Tone mixed
I,
with anger.
yeah, mixed tone. Sometimes, though you are not going to show that anger, it is inside, that is interior, anger is there. So then there, when Richard Cory say good morning, these people, they are felt by that particular tone. So it represent what? How do they feel?
Happy.
Yeah,
They
they
feel
feel
harmful.
happy. They feel happy, and also they love that person. On the other hand, here it gives the idea. Richard Cory says good morning from bottom of his heart. That is why the people are happy. Because it is not a tradition for him. He is not trying to just to show the culture or the tradition. Wholeheartedly, he says good morning. So that is why the pavement people are felt by that particular emotion and glittered when he walked. Now the walking. Now earlier how he says good morning, then that is greeting. Now here walking. The poet is describing about how Richard Cory walked, glittered when he walked, right? Now imagine you are walking in the school, maybe different situation. Just after the interval, you are coming to the school early morning, you are coming to the school last moment. So different type of walk, which can be glittered, all those three situations. Just after the interval, you are coming to the school very early.
Coming
You
to
are
school early morning.
yes. Now you feel that your walking might be glittered if you enter the school early morning, right? Because you are that means you have enough time. You don't have any stress there. But if you are coming to the school last moment, that you are fear to enter the school. Due to that, your walking will not be glittered. But here, what is the idea? Now, poet is explaining what Richard Cory does every day. That means the qualities he possesses always. This is how he walks, glittered when he walks. It
Ma'am,
gives the yeah.
can we think that he's normally walking, but as he's humble, the people who are looking at him sees that he's glittering. Can we
That
think
is
like that?
yes, that also can be happen. But here it highlights he walks quickly, but not very rough way. So then, as you said, that people love the person. So due to that, they feel even his walking is glittered. But there should be a clear difference between the walking of the pavement people and the walking of the Richard Cory. Is it okay? Now here the poet wants to highlight the personality and qualities and also the appearance of the Richard Cory. So far we have seen how the poet has described his qualities and the personality. Third verse, and he was rich, yes, richer than a king. Now his wealth is compared. They are the poetic technique he uses. What is the poetic technique the poet uses in this line? Richer than a king.
Hyperbole.
Yes,
Comparison.
hyperbole, that is good. Exaggeration, just to show his wealth. That so we get the idea. These pavement people, they are not rich. So here, Richard Cory is richer than a king and admirably schooled in every grace. Schooled in every grace. That means way he talk, way he walk, way he greet, that all those things have given the that mean some notification about his education. He is well educated person. That is why the poet says admirably schooled in every grace. So when we come to the next line, so right, okay. The other thing there you can see when pavement people are talking about Richard Cory, they are comparing themselves and Richard Cory. That means they can see the things they do not have. The things they do not have are possessed by Richard Cory. So due to that, the pavement people, they have the repentance. They are fed up. They are worried. That idea is given here. In fine, we thought that he was everything. So for the final decision the pavement people have taken, Richard Cory was everything because they have already decided he was everything. That means they feel he doesn't have lack of anything. To make us wish that we were in place. Now they are having the dreams. Pavement people, they have their own dreams. What is their dream? The dream is very common.
To be like Richard Cory.
Yeah, everybody is waiting. Everybody is dreaming to be Richard Cory one day. That is very innocent dream. but it is common to all these pavement people. So on we worked and waited for the light. So on we worked, who are referred as we here?
Pavement people.
Yeah, the pavement people. They were waiting. They were waiting for what?
Bright future.
Yeah, to have a bright future, successful future. That is their ambition. But is it mentioned how they work? We have given on the line, we work. What is the motivation for them to work? What is the motivation? That is
Cory?
Richard Cory, the image of the Richard Cory. So they are waiting to be Richard Cory one day and went without the meat and cursed the bread. That line is very much important. What is the poetic technique the poet uses here? Went without,
Metaphor.
sorry?
Metaphor.
Yeah, here that the poet uses idiomatic
Idiom.
language as, yeah, idiomatic language. So the meat and the bread. So meat is, according to the poem, it mentioned luxurious food. But at the moment, it says they are suffering. They do not have at least the needy food. They do not have. They curse the bread. They curse the bread. It tells us what? They curse the bread.
They had to eat bread every single time, so they are tired of eating bread.
Yeah, it gives the idea they are fed up, they are tired of eating this bread, and on the other hand, maybe we have given only the bread, but we have not given how do they eat bread with what. That means they are waiting, they are dreaming to have a luxurious meal. And Richard Cory, one calm summer night, went home and put a bullet through his head. Now the people were waiting. Now here we can see the climax of the poem in these two lines. What happened? Did pavement people expect such thing?
No.
No.
They never. They never. Usually that can be happen. It is okay. But here, what is the unexpected thing?
He committed suicide.
Yeah, he committed suicide. That Richard Cory committed suicide. But what is the night? What type of night is there?
One calm summer night.
Summer night, calm summer night. It reveals what? Calm.
A happy moment of the
Calm.
pavement people and all.
Yeah, that is, summer is a good weather for those people. And also it gives the idea good weather condition was there, so everybody loves to enjoy the summer. But here in this particular period, a person like Richard Cory, the pavement people thought, who possess everything, every single thing, but unexpectedly committed suicide. So it indicates what? Have that people, that mean pavement people, have they seen that Richard Cory might be taken such type of decision one day?
No.
No, they never thought, because they thought he was the happiest person in the world. That is how they thought. How did they get that particular decision? For
By
the
looking
pay,
at his appearance.
that means looking at the outer appearance. Looking at the outer appearance. Were they able to communicate a lot with Richard Cory?
No.
Yes, not much, but they have somewhat communication with Richard Cory. But mostly, pavement people have taken their decision by looking at the outer appearance of Richard Cory. Is it right decision or wrong decision?
Wrong decision.
That they thought Richard Cory, he was everything. That means they thought he was the most, that is, he was the happiest person in this particular world who has everything. That is the final decision they have taken. Right? But there we can see here another problem is, has the poet given us the case for his death? Or the
No.
reason? No, it is not revealed here. He has not directly given that the reason for his death or his suicide, case for his case of his suicide. So what might be the reason? I think you can guess.
He
What
was
might?
lonely.
Yeah, it might be loneliness. Okay, right? We'll see.
He must have had some mental problems, though he was wealthy.
Loneliness. What else? Having more problems. Having more problems.
He was threatened by someone.
He was threatened by somebody. Okay. That means you are comparing to the present world situation. Okay. Right. That I got three reasons. Some students says he might be having very lonely life, and sometimes he might have more problems, and one said he might have got a threat from somebody.
No happiness like the pavement people.
Okay, lack of happiness. Right, lack of happiness. Yes, what else?
Lack of knowledge of taking decisions.
That is, you think, lack of knowledge while taking decision. Right. Okay. This one also good point. So she's thinking, though he is well-educated person, he doesn't have the proper knowledge to get proper decision. Right. So here, yes, there might be many reasons. That is why the poet has not revealed for the reason for his death. That means when we look at a person outside, we can't get the correct decision about those people. There might, that means inner quality, that they might be suffering with thousands of troubles. So, according to the poem, what is the message the poet is trying to tell us? What is the main
Appearances
idea?
are deceptive.
Appearances are
Don't
deceptive. Yes, yes, right.
don't
judge.
judge the book by its cover.
Okay, that you want to tell that don't judge a book by looking at the cover. Mhm. What else?
Appearance versus reality.
Appearance versus reality. So then when we come to the last two lines of this poem, we have seen the reality of Richard Cory, because throughout other lines we admire the person, but when we look at last two lines we could realize his sufferings. So when you compare the sufferings of pavement people and Richard Cory, what can you say?
Materialistic success never becomes happiness.
Yes, right. Then looking at last two lines, we can see that pavement people have become more stronger than Richard Cory, isn't it?
Excuse me,
How
ma'am.
do you? Yeah,
Can we argue that on those days when the poet wrote this poem, uh,
yeah,
the environment, that means the culture, is normally wealthy people. They are not talking to poor pavement people. But
yeah.
Richard Cory was talking to them because he was very, that means not humble for them, because he's very lonely. So anyhow, someday he committed suicide because he has maybe nobody to. He has not very good um,
Company.
companions. Yeah, like that.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yes, because that here we know that particular poem, the poet, usually the poet, they write the things happening in their own society regarding those days. So due to that, we can clearly see the difference between social standard of that the status of those people, pavement people, and Richard Cory. So it is, that is why very beginning of the poem I told you, this is rare opportunity where a person like Richard Cory is trying to have, that is trying to associate with the very poor people. So it might be the reason of his loneliness, because he might that maybe he doesn't have lifetime companionship with the other people. We don't know, it is not given here. So that is why the poet wants to tell the readers there might be thousands of reasons for people to be unhappy, though we look by looking at outside of the people. So if you are trying to get decision that is not reasonable. So they are the very beginning, I think one girl said appearances are deceptive. That idea was given here. Right. Okay. So then shall we go through the mind map of this poem?
Excuse me, teacher.
Sure, ma'am.
Yes. Yes,
Teacher,
you are
the
welcome.
last line, it says he put a bullet through his head, right?
Yeah.
But without saying he was dead,
Yeah.
the poet uses a sentence which is not like again ඒ කියන්නේ
Yeah,
ටීචර්
yeah,
දැන් අර
yes,
තදින්
yes, go on.
තදින් කියන්නේ
Yeah,
තදින්
you
කියන්නේ
want,
miss ඒ කියන්නේ
right, okay. I can understand your question. You want to tell us the last line. Richard Cory, one comes summer night. So we have given the good environment and went home and put a bullet through his head. So that particular line doesn't tell us about his death. That is, you wanted to do you want to argue there whether death has occurred or not?
no
Is
teacher I
that
want to
the
know what is the poetic device that poet uses there.
okay? Right. Now here, as I told you earlier, that this is the climax of this poem. So when you are going to write about the poetic device, here in these two lines, climax lie in these two lines. Right, okay, we'll go through one by one and we'll see what are the poetic devices the poet uses in this poem. Right, okay. I hope you can see your screen. This time, rather than typing, I have taken the handwritten one just to give you the idea. When you are at your home, even you can prepare some mind maps using with your own pen. Right. Now here, last session, we discussed about the structure of the mind map relevant to a poem, but this mind map may be different. According to your wishes, you can add some more points as well. Right? So here, the poet, Edwin Arlington Robinson. So you remember, American poet. Okay? So when we come to the theme, we could identify the poet discusses about the false social values and different perspective of social standards. Is it clear? Because that people have taken the decision looking outside of that person, that is a false social value. That is what the poet wants to discuss. And also different perspective of social standards. That was also included there. Then when you get the theme, you want to know about the incident of the poem. So here we roughly discussed the incident about the poem. When you know the incident, when you write your answer, there you want to have the clear idea about the poetic devices. What type of techniques are there? So here, the poet uses symbol, because there you can see series of excellent qualities of Richard Cory. If we take some examples, he's a gentleman in the real sense of the word. That was given. And also he is well ordered in his external appearance. Likewise, when we see the poem, there are many situations, many examples focusing his qualities as well as the personality. So that is why I told you the poetic device symbol the poet uses here. And also this is the flashback, also another technique. How can we say it? Why do we say the flashback is very powerful and effective technique in this particular poem? Yes?
The poet used past tense.
Yeah, the whole incident, poet uses the simple past tense. So there you can give some examples with some lines, quotations, right? So it is a collection of past memory. Then visual imagery. I think very beginning I told you we can get the clear images of the pavement people as well as Richard Cory. So due to that, if the readers can get that particular imagery, the poet is successful there. Then next one, I have taken idiomatic language. The very interesting part I have mentioned here. So on we worked and waited for the light and went without the meat and cursed the bread. Here the poet uses the meat and the bread. So the whole, all these two lines, idiomatic language is there. And I think you remember hyperbole or exaggeration in the line, richer than a king. Then I think one girl asked about the poetic technique of the last two lines. That is, I have taken here paradox. And Richard Cory, one calm summer night, went home and put a bullet through his head. Right? So there you can see it was very strong decision. Put a bullet through his head. So those are the available poetic devices to success this particular poem.
Teacher, what about euphemism?
Sorry?
Euphemism?
Yeah, can you tell me the line as well?
Last line?
Last line. Yeah, you have taken last line alone or both? Last two or last line alone?
Last line alone.
Last line alone. Okay, right. Then, yes, okay. Then we'll come to that significant details. Now, when you are writing significant details or special details, it is, that means you can compare the incident in the poem and then you can write what is the significant detail you realize. Here you can see the poet explains every single actions of appearance of Richard Cory. How he greet, how he walk, how he wear the things, and all those, and all his qualities, everything. But he doesn't reveal the reason, the poet doesn't reveal the reason behind his death. That means very carefully it is hidden, because it is to realize that he should have suffering from serious problems, as you discussed here. You can mention some of them when you write your answer. So message, I think earlier also we discussed, the nature of human is complicated. What is meant by there? Complicated. It is very hard to get the decision of the people. We cannot understand easily what troubles are hidden in the interior of the human mind. Looking at the appearance of these people.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, last line,
Uh,
I think last two line is missing. I will add that
Earlier
part.
you said that Yes, earlier you said that the meat and the bread, it is idiomatic.
Yeah,
Can you explain that again? I didn't get it.
yeah. Here, right. Okay. Uh, Now, idiomatic language, as I told you, that given line, the meat and the bread. The meat, once again, I told you, it highlights they are lack of luxurious, that mean meals, that mean good meals. So they are waiting, they are dreaming to have it. Meat and that definite article the poet has used there. And the bread, once again, bread is the only food, though they like it or dislike, they had to use it. That is the only thing. So, given that particular idea, the poet uses the definite article the in that line just to show the lack of proper meals and dreaming to have it one day. So, that is the idea given here. Okay, right.
Teacher,
Yes,
be happy with what you have. Can't we
content.
use that as a theme?
Contentment is the bliss. Is that? You got
Yes.
it? Yeah.
Yes, teacher.
So yeah, that is another one I just want to discuss with you regarding the questions. Right, the same line I have taken because I think when you listen to this particular session, it will be once again a great help for you to remember the things rather than reading your own note alone. When a discussion is there, the way you are taking the ideas are different. So that is why I have taken one question here. We talk about idiomatic language and also poetic devices. Then I have taken this last two lines, not last two lines, the early one. So on we were, can you underline those two lines? So on we worked and waited for the light and went without the meat and cursed the bread. Underline those two lines. Right. I have formed a question focusing paper one. From where are these lines taken? Name the poet. Now it is very easy, but when you go to the exam, if you have not proper, that is, if you have not referred all those lessons many times, some children forget this answer as well. So now you can easily write the name of the poem as well as the name of the poet. Section B, who are referred as we in these lines. What type of relationship is there? Right, okay. Then can you give me the answer who are referred as we? I think while discussing also I forwarded this particular question. Who are referred as we here? Yeah, that is pavement people.
Pavement people.
Yes. pavement people, those who are suffering, even lack of the usually that main things. Then what type of relationship is there? With that we people and Richard Cory. What type of relationship is there? That is, with your understanding, can you tell me? Can you describe?
Relationship.
Sorry?
It's not a that much of a close relationship.
Yes. Okay. What are the other answers?
A great respect.
That is respectful. Mhm. Yes. I think I like the word not a close relationship. Yeah, we can get the idea. It is a distant relationship which makes those pavement people happy.
Ma'am,
It is a,
can we say
yeah,
can we say that both Richard Cory and the pavement people wanted to become the companions because Richard Cory is lonely and those pavement people are not wealthy.
yeah.
But the culture doesn't allow them to become friends.
Yeah, that barrier was there. So restriction, that idea also can be given due to the uh, prevailing society, that it was difficult for Richard Cory to have very close relationship with those pavement people. That idea you want to say. That is why here I have taken what type of relationship is there. So when you, according to your argument, you can analyze the relationship there, but it is clear it is not a very close relationship, distant, but though it is distant, we can see the people were happy with having that particular relationship. Right. What is the literary device used in the second line? What is the effect of it?
Idiom.
Yeah, idiomatic language. Okay. Effect of this, what can we say?
The poetry.
I
To
didn't.
compare the status in the society.
Comparison of those two people. That is what you wanted to tell.
Yes, teacher.
What else? What is the effect of it?
To indicate the poor state of the people in the pavement.
To indicate the suffering of the poor
To
people
indicate.
and their hopes regarding their future. That can be because due to this idiomatic language, we as readers we got that clear understanding about that situation. So you have to explain that. Yes. There it would be better if you can write. It describes the poverty of the people and they are fed up with those poor meals and their aims for luxurious life. They wish that idea you can write there. Right, okay. Last week also I explained you when you study a poem and also a note, the very easy way for you to summarize the thing is preparing a mind map. It is okay. The other thing, once again, I remind you, you can write your own questions focusing paper 1. because when you prepare those questions, it is easy for you to remember the quotations of the poem. Because when you write the second part, that is essay type answer, if you can add relevant quotations, you earn more marks relevant to the questions. But don't write all the notes in that particular question. Because I have noticed there are some children, they have studied the notes by heart and they usually vomit the same thing on the answer script. My advice is read the question, understand the question, and write that means build up your own answer using your own argument as well. Then you will get a good banding there. Right. Now, I have already completed explanation of Richard Cory. So for homework, you can do that preparing questions as well as answering the essay type question. I hope to that means send you some of the essay type questions after discussing at least 10 poems. Right? Okay. Are you tired or will it be? That means I have some time. Would you like to move to another poem that is I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings? Or are you tired? That is up to you. Yeah. If you are willing to continue, I can continue the next poem.
Teacher, let's
ma'am.
continue.
Okay, right. Okay. Then better you turn to the poem I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, I'm listening. I'm listening.
Ma'am, there's a question. How critical is the poet about the
How
social values and different perspective of social standard? So can you explain this?
Yeah, that is, I think I want to get another time, Puta, not during this time. I will collect the needy points and explain you regarding that particular question. Better if you can send that question to my WhatsApp so that I can prepare the needy points relevant to that particular question. Okay? Is it okay? I didn't get
Thank
your
you,
response.
ma'am.
Okay, right. Now here, next poem I hope to discuss. I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings. Those two poems I have selected, Richard Cory and I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings. Both are under one theme. What is that? I think you remember. The major theme?
Society.
Yes, major theme
Society.
that is society. We are discussing the because in our anthology we are studying about 5 themes there: nature, conflict, society, life, humor. So today all these 2 poems I have selected, they are under the main theme of society. Right. Now here I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings. Who is the, oh, that is the, their poetess is there. Can you name her? Yes,
Maya Angelou.
Maya Angelou, right. So Maya Angelou, then it is really, this poem is very interesting, right? Though she is speaking about a problem in the society, it is very interesting way the poetess has presented it there. Okay, then you know that she is also Black American author and also poetess, and most of her books, she mainly focuses racism or sometimes the identity, sometimes family and travel. Those are the major topics in her books. In this poem, we'll see what is the problem she has selected to discuss. Right. So you can open the book and have a look at the poem. I know why the cage birds sing. What can you say about the topic? I know why the cage birds sing.
Maybe because maybe the reason why Americans conduct that means curfews and those things.
Yes, Puta, I'm asking only about the topic. I know why the cage birds sing.
The poet is aware of the difficulties
Yes,
and the
well done.
problems.
Yes. Yeah, that is true because it gives the idea the poetess is aware of the reason why this particular cage bird sings. That idea is given there. That is, awareness is given through that line. That is title. So then let's see how does she explain this particular reason. In this particular poem, she has selected two birds, two different birds. What type of birds are there? Yes? Free bird
Free
and
bird and the
cage bird.
And a free
So,
bird.
yes, right. Free bird and cage bird. So then, what are the actions of free bird according to the given poem? Usually, you know that you
It
have
has
seen.
enough free.
Yeah, usually.
Can fly with the distance.
Yeah, with your general knowledge, you can give the answer. What are the actions of free bird? Usually, that they have the freedom. They enjoy the freedom. Whereas cage bird will not be able to enjoy. Uh, then what can we say about the feelings of these two birds? Free bird and cage bird. What can we say about their feelings? Right? I think you have seen the free birds as well as cage bird. So what can you say about their feelings? I don't get your answer.
Enjoy the freedom.
Yeah, free birds are always happy. because they have enough freedom. But cage bird, are they happy?
No.
Yeah, if it is that, if your answer is no, then we have to find out the reasons for their unhappiness. Right. Okay, let's move to the poem. First verse. A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends, and dips his wing in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. Right. There, poet is here. The poet is using extended metaphor. Extended metaphor, that the bird. So the first place, she has selected the actions of the free bird. Free bird, and different actions are given here. That free bird, we know it is a symbol here. What are the actions according to the first verse? Free bird's actions. Can you tell me? What are the actions? The first verse explains the behavior of the free bird. I will tell you how the poet has taken this free bird as a metaphor, that is metaphor, and I told you this is extended metaphor. Then the free bird represents the privileged people in the society, especially according to the incident, the white people who enjoy all the luxuries, that mean all the things in that, all the rights in the society. So here you can see free bird. Then it enjoys flying here and there, and also the limit you have given the sky. When we think of compare with the cage bird, this is really a unlimited freedom is there, and it dares to claim the sky. What is indicated by it? Dares to claim the sky. The free bird wanted to tell that sky is the kingdom of freedom, and it is that sky, it has the ownership for that particular sky. So then we'll see next part. But a bird that strokes down his narrow cage. Now you can easily compare where the free bird and where the cage bird. Here, first part, it represents the privileged white people, and here, underprivileged people, a bird that strokes down his narrow cage. The cage is a symbol once again, and it is narrow. Why that particular adjective narrow is there? It represents what?
To emphasize his lack of freedom.
Lack of freedom, and also the location where it lives has no enough space. That is also given there. Can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opened his throat to sing. Now, very pathetic situation of this cage bird. It is cage. At the same time, what has happened? How it becomes very pathetic. Not only the cage.
His wings are clipped and feet are tied.
Yeah, usually the wings are the most important parts of a bird. They are clipped. They are clipped mean the bird is facing number of restrictions. That is to highlight that underprivileged people, according to the poem The Black People, they suffer facing number of social restrictions. They do not get the time to enjoy even the basic human rights. It is indicated by here. The wings are clipped and also feet are tied. Feet are tied. That means once again, they do not have the freedom to move. Once again, the restriction is there. So he opened his throat to sing, but only thing it can do can open the mouth. Can open the mouth. So there we can see the cage bird is in very pathetic situation, but even though it is suffering with number of problems, it is strong. It is strong to raise his voice. That idea is given here. The cage bird sings with a fearful thrill of things unknown but long for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill. For cage bird sings of freedom. What does it say? That is,
That it doesn't know the real meaning of freedom.
yeah, because that cage bird doesn't know the real meaning of freedom. Why is that?
Because
is
it's
that?
in the cage.
Because it has not seen, it has not got that particular experience. That means there are a lot of things unknown and unseen. As it is cage, it doesn't know what is happening outside. Everything is locked. And but it is here the most important thing, his tune is heard on the distant hill. It is in a cage. That means these underprivileged people, they raise their voice to tell about their problems, to tell about their sufferings. So who will hear this? Tune is heard on the distant hill. It indicates what? The voice can be heard from the people in other countries as well. That is the idea have given here, distant hill. The free bird thinks of another breeze. I think very beginning, the first verse we discussed, free bird is having everything. All the freedom is there. Now here the poet explains, free bird thinks of another breeze. Another breeze means it is having breeze, but once again it expects another breeze mean more luxuries. It is expecting. And the trade winds soft through the shining trees, and the fat worms waiting on a dawn bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. Yes, fat worms. Worms once again Fat worms. Why the poet has used that combination? Fat worms. We know bird loves to eat worms. So why this person has used here fat worms? It indicates what?
It indicates luxury food.
Yeah, that means those people, those privileged people, they have the power, they have the wealth, and they enjoy all the luxuries. That means they have taken the uh, rights of people of other peoples as well. They are not enjoying only their things, they are enjoying the things of the other people as well. So they need not to struggle to find out the food. Everything is given in a something like they are given in a tray, very easy way. And he names the sky his own. So once again we can see the social disparity, because that the sky, if we think of the sky, if there are two different kinds of birds, it is equal for those two types. That is the same way in the society, though it is black people or white people, it is there should be equal rights. Then here that we have given that idea, but a cage bird stands on the grave of dreams. His shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. Cage bird also have the dreams for his future. But where are those dreams? Grave of dreams indicate what? It is hard for that. Yes,
They are
it is.
dying.
How the poor suffers.
Buried.
Yes, it indicates that their dreams will not come true in their life. Only the suffering is there that might be generation to generation. It is hard for them to see a good day. Then his wings are clipped and his feet are tied. Once again, it is repeated to show or to highlight the social restrictions. He opened his throat to sing. That is very much powerful. His voice is very strong. The cage bird sings with fearful thrill of things unknown, but long for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the cage bird sings of freedom. You can see the third verse and the last verse is a repetition. That is to highlight the how strong this power, that how strong the voice of these black people, that means the people underprivileged people, to show, that is to tell about their problem. uh, right, usually this poem discusses the social disparity. Can you tell me how it happens? Usually, how does the social disparity happen? What are the reasons for them?
Racialism.
Yes, okay. Racialism. What else?
When one party is enjoying luxury life and other
Kalaba.
is fighting hard for survival.
That is, you wanted to tell that underprivileged people, for them it is hard to survive in the society. Yes. Then I'm asking, what are the reasons?
Inhumanity.
Kalaba.
Yeah, yes, maybe that number of discriminations are there. Color discrimination that we have seen some incidents related to color discrimination. People are equal, but they face discrimination due to the color. That is social injustice. What else? Okay. Color discrimination, that's correct.
No proper understand. No
Uh-huh.
proper understanding between two.
Yeah, yes. No proper understanding regarding what? Because,
Regarding people's problems and those things.
yeah, sometimes maybe poverty. Poverty may be a reason. Racism. Then also, sometimes there might be political crisis. So due to that also there might be discrimination. And
Cultural misunderstanding.
yeah, cultural.
For different wealth
Now
classes.
think of a different countries, not only about Sri Lanka. Think of different countries and see what type of discriminations are there.
Racial conflicts and ethnic conflicts.
Okay, ethnic conflicts happens all over the world. It happens, ethnic conflicts. Discriminations. Due to different reasons, as you told, the ethnic problems, poverty, then the color discrimination. Now think of some other country and tell me there are some other discriminations.
Gender discrimination.
Yes, really. That is gender discrimination. I think in Sri Lanka we don't face mostly, but there are some countries gender discrimination also there. Right? Gender discrimination. So when you read some of the novels regarding some true incidents, you can get the clear understanding about these discriminations. What else?
Wealth
Politics.
discrimination.
Yes, social status and also the wealth. Now, prevailing society regarding the prevailing situation in Sri Lanka as well as the other countries. What type of discriminations are there? Is there a discrimination or no? How do you feel? Sorry?
Regarding territory,
Territory. Uh-huh. What else?
Race issues.
Yes, that I think you can easily understand. Still in each and every society, number of discriminations are there. So here this poetess, she wants to give that idea, social discrimination, it is really social injustice. So due to that, a part of the people, they are suffering. That is what she is doing with this particular poem, but she has not taken up, that is people. Instead of that, she has taken extended metaphor in this poem to highlight the suffering or the pathetic situation of this underprivileged people. Right, it will be better if you can I can hear some of the unnecessary noises. Whenever you need, you can on your mic. Otherwise, I get unnecessary voices, might be at home or somewhere. Okay, right. So then we'll see what are the poetic techniques the poet uses in this, that is, poetess Maya Angelou. I told you she is also a Black American lady. So due to that, she has the personal experience. So with all those personal experience, she has put this idea in a very interesting manner in this particular poem. So I told you I know why the cage bird. The theme is poet talks about two birds and she deeply evoked the emotions of the reader, dealing the matter of freedom. We are talking about two birds. The matter is freedom. And she discusses how privileged people enjoy all the comforts and resources. Now remember, not only the comforts, they enjoy all the resources in the country, maybe in the world, and also thinking it is their own. This is very critical point, and also when you write your answer, you can put it as one of the argument point. And they enjoy all the resources, they enjoy all the comforts, and they think it is their own. And underprivileged, they have been deprived access to enjoy their life. That means they do not at least get the basic needs of their life. So you can see the big comparison. The privileged people, they enjoy more than they need, that means the excess. Whereas underprivileged, they are suffering without having at least the basic needs. Then social disparity due to the many reasons. Usually this happen in the capitalistic society. So then, as I discussed earlier, number of discriminations are available in the society. So that is, she wants to discuss about this particular theme. Then you can write the theme very short manner, collecting all those ideas together. So we'll see what are the poetic techniques. Mainly uses symbolic language. Two birds are very effective symbols. So then we can say metaphorical language the poet is using there. So for example, cage is a symbol, sky is symbol, cage bird is symbol, free bird is symbol. Cage bird symbolize the oppressed people or the underprivileged people.
Also symbol.
Sorry?
That worm also symbol.
Yeah, fatworms. So I have taken only few. So when you go through the poem, you can take all the symbols there. Then bars, that you have given the bars of cage, it is compared. It is compared to the that cage bird is living with constant anger. I told you that it doesn't have any happiness in its life. So, and the other thing, though they have dreams, always they belong to the grave. They will not get time to see that their dreams come true. Right. Then contrast is there in that poem.
Ma'am, excuse me.
Yes.
What does the cage symbolize?
Cage. Hello.
Yes, what does the cage symbolize, ma'am? Can you explain me?
Yeah, that is countries where people do not get the freedom. That it symbolizes that. There are some countries in the world, they do not enjoy the freedom. Then, yes, next one, contrast. Contrast, that is once again describing different situations of two birds. The living, flying, enjoying the things, that contrast is there. Visual imagery is there, it is clear. Usually from top to bottom you can see that particular visual imagery. Is there auditory imagery? Is there auditory imagery in this poem? Yes.
Yes,
You
there
tell
is.
me.
The bird.
Yes, the poet explains about the tune of the bird. That means the struggle and the agony can be heard by some other people. That means auditory imagery also there. Right. Then regarding significant details, what can you say? Significant detail. Though we are talking about two birds, we mostly discuss about the harassment faced by the oppressed people. So due to that, as a significant detail you can include there, oppressed people are trapped in social injustice. They are trapped. It is very difficult for them to be released. They are trapped. That particular thing you have to explain how it has become a trap. Then yes, earlier I mentioned you regarding the repetition, that is regarding the techniques. What is the tone of this poem? Tone of this poem.
Melancholic.
Yeah, the tone is very sad, and also it is, we can say, melancholic, right? Then that is regarding the tone. Then, as I told you here, in this poem, when you write that lengthy answers, what can you say that the whole poem becomes the voice of free bird or voice of cage bird? The whole poem.
Voice of cage bird.
Yeah, that because we can see this whole poem is like a voice of cage bird, because with every contrast we can see the how much struggle that cage bird is taking to raise its voice. So the whole poem it is like that. Then in your answer, then you can explain how the where humans are divided, though the humans equal, they are divided in the world due to their class, wealth, skin color, political, maybe political ideas. likewise as the other thing, even gender, so that you can find out some other discriminations in the prevailing society, prevailing world. So those things also you can add in your answer. Right?
Excuse
Yes.
one question. Normally, this kind of pathetic situation, we don't. That means we shout or we cry. But in here it says the bird sings.
Yeah.
Can we take something from that too?
That you wanted to, that mean highlight that the bird sings.
Yeah, ma'am. It says the bird sing, and the third verse you told that he doesn't know about freedom. That's why he's singing. Is that correct? I didn't get it.
Yeah, he doesn't he doesn't know mean actually he has not seen what is outside the cage, but it can see that I think in his cage there are bars. Through
Yes,
the
ma'am.
bars, it can see how that particular free bird is enjoying flying here and there, whereas it is cage and his feathers are clipped and the feet are tied, so that inner desire of this bird, it is trying to go outside, but actually it has not seen what is in outside. That is what I told you.
Okay.
That is the idea, that the inner desire to open this cage and go outside, so that actually he has not seen what is there. That is why you have, in the poem it is mentioned things unknown. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
right,
Anyhow,
because
it doesn't say the bird shouts or bird cry, right? It says bird
yeah,
sings.
bird sings. It indicates it is the only thing bird can do.
Okay,
That
ma'am.
means
That's
that
why.
that underprivileged people, they do not have any other weapons to do that, any other ways to do it. Okay, I don't mean it is a weapon. Any other ways to do it. Only thing, it has the voice. But here that if in the poem, if the poet has mentioned somebody has closed its mouth, once again, very pathetic, no means of showing their troubles. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Right?
I think it's singing as a weapon to fight for its
Yeah,
rights.
that is to
That's
get, it is trying to tell its problem to the world. That is why distant, its tune can be heard in distant hill, not only to the close people. That is, it wants to tell this injustice. It is happening here. This is how we are suffering. I think even nowadays also it is happen. Sorry?
actually, we can think that this black lady is the caged bird because
Yeah.
she she's not shouting or he's not she does a struggle with her pen that he sings.
Yeah,
That's how she used to convey her
yeah,
struggle.
yeah, that's true. That as a poetess, it is her pen. As a poetess, it is her pen. She uses as a weapon to show this, to highlight this particular problem, how these black people are suffering. Okay? That idea
Okay.
also, right, yes. So regarding that, she is pointing out that means social injustice happening in every part of the world. It is not mentioned only one part. I think when you hear world news, as well as the country's news, everywhere you can see this social injustice, right? Okay, that is why I told you when you study literature, ultimately you become critical thinker as well as you become a human, not inhuman person, right? That is the most important thing, that when you study all these themes in your future, not only the future, even from now, this moment as well, you want to be a human, right?
Qualified
With,
citizen, right?
yes, human, I think you can understand what does it mean by human, right? So that is the most important thing. Uh, when everybody is trying to think that way, we can live in a society where less problems are there. Everybody can be happy. I don't know such when we be that particular world, but if you are trying to build up that it is with you, nobody can change you, you can change yourself while studying these things, while studying the truth, not because of some others' words. You have to study. Basically, O-level students, you can get this knowledge to pass your exam. That is your main focus. But at the same moment, I told you earlier as well, be a human to the world. Right? Okay, that is my message. Right, okay, Pute. Then here, today's session, we have discussed only 2 poems. I think you remember the incident in these 2 poems, how the poet and poetess they have used different poetic techniques to success its message through the relevant theme as well as themes. Then in your questions, you read it well and apply the knowledge you have taken. Then you, when you apply the things, write it very unique way. I think very beginning one girl asked a question that is she wants to get the answer for that particular question. Better you can send that question, then next time I can discuss about that particular question. Right, okay. Before the coming to the last moment, I want to share that homework things. I'm very happy that some students, they have shared the things. Yes, so you can see that how these children have prepared their mind maps. That is the 2 poems for homework I gave you, Clown's Wife and Farewell to Barn, Stack and Tree. Some creative way with more ideas. Right. Then when you prepare this mind map, the best thing, you get the print out of these things. Those who have prepared in a paper, they can collect those 20 and that is, you can collect it as one of the portfolio. Then when the exam is very close, you can go through this prepared portfolio. In my next sessions, I will explain you how to prepare materials for portfolio regarding that is short stories, dramas and novel as well. Right? The only thing I can guide you how to do this, it is your duty to do the things and collect the things. It is up to you. Right. Okay. So now I think we have come to the end of the session.